Was that you? Was it you? Was it me? Hey folks, KILT-MAN here, KILT-MAN at your very hairy and furry services. How are you all? I'm doing very, very well. Me and a couple of the boys here from the pack got a little unboxing to do today. Oh yeah. From StudioCanal comes the 40th anniversary edition of The Howling in 4K. 4K. Whoa. Well, okay for 4K. I'm not sure if this has been released in 4K anywhere else, any other territory. I could be wrong. I don't think it's out in the States on 4K. I don't think so. I'm pretty certain this could well be the inaugural prestige edition of The Howling. And, you know, it's a time-honoured classic alongside American Werewolf in London, which, of course, you guys all know is one of my all-time favourite movies and possibly the greatest werewolf movie ever made. Possibly, could be. You know, because I do love the werewolves in this more than this guy from American Werewolf. And I think at some point, very soon in fact, because Halloween is fast approaching, I might do a little sort of a fairy face-off between the transformation in The Howling and the transformation in American Werewolf in London. Both utilising the same effects, both utilising the design and the innovation and invention of Rick Baker, who of course had worked on Schlock for John Landis, and John Landis said, you know, I've got an idea for a werewolf movie. When I get it off the ground, you are doing the effects work. Yeah, you agree? And Rick Baker was like, yeah, sure. Years went by, many years in fact, and then finally John Landis gets the okay, you can do your werewolf movie. So he gets straight onto Rick Baker. Rick, we're doing our werewolf picture. And Rick Baker's, really? I thought we'd given up on that because I'd heard nothing about it for years. Because guess what? I'm doing another werewolf picture right now, as we speak. I'm working for Joe Dante on The Howling. John Landis was not happy. He was not best pleased. He was not a happy puppy. He said, you fucking promised me. And he literally did, so you fucking promised me. So you get your ass away from that film set and come and work for me. And so Rick Baker did as he was told. Fulfilled his promise. But he had a protege, a certain Rob Bottin. Rob Bottin, he needs no introduction on this channel. If you're watching this, you know exactly who Rob Bottin is. And he had tutored Rob Bottin in the change-o heads, the animatronics, the prosthetics, the latex, all of this new, you know, body shifting sort of technology, which that was the hand growing there, which Rick Baker had pioneered. I mean, the rest of this is history. So he left Rob Bottin in charge of the effects on The Howling, and The Howling came out first in the Great Werewolf year of 1981. And of course, then Rick Baker was doing the effects for American Werewolf, and in his transformation, David Norton changes from naked human being into hairy, snouty, wolf beast, hellhound, in absolute a brightly lit room. God, I couldn't get those words out there. A brightly lit room. Whereas in The Howling, Rob Bottin's effects were the transformation of Eddie Quist, Robert Picardo, into the great big slammering wolf beast, towering 7 feet tall, takes place in the shadows. Now, I've said many times that my favourite werewolves are ones that walk on 2 legs. And in The Howling, they're bipedal. They walk on 2 legs and they're 7 feet tall. Look amazing. In American Werewolf, it's a dog. It's a great big dog. Bloody big dog. Bloody big, scary, savage dog from hell. But a dog no less. And as much as I love that guy, the big Kessler wolf, as he's known, David Kessler, you know, he'll become a monster, you know. And but I love that. But I've always preferred the ones walking upright. Now, there is this strange new theory, which I've seen a lot now, floating about, you know, genre-laced channels on YouTube and forums, that, the werewolf walks on all fours because he's a monster. He's a lupine, four-legged beast. But the wolf man walks on two legs. You're just making that up because there's no hard and fast rules. Hollywood made the rules for the Wolfman. And if you look at Lon Chaney's Wolfman, Bela Lugosi as the fortune teller, called Bella, puts the bite on Lon. And but when he does that, he's a four-legged, well, he's a dog, he's a big German Shepherd dog, like, puts the bite on Larry Talbot. And then Larry Talbot transforms into, yeah, you guessed it, the hairy guy that walks on two legs with still the vestiges of a human face there. And I love that. Now, in my cockamamie theory on that, which again, there's no basis at all, because it's a lack of continuity in that film, which is why you've got a four-legged monster and then a two-legged one. My idea was always that Bella had been a werewolf for a lot longer. So with each transformation, the wolf gains more control over the physiognomy, the physicality of the host body. And so it takes on more defined wolf-like shape. So in the end, he just is a wolf when he transforms. But whereas you've just become a victim of a werewolf, and you've got the curse in you. Whenever you transform in your first few transformations, you're still, a mixture of a man and a wolf combined. So you're walking upright, but gradually you become more of a four-legged beast. I made that up. There's no basis for any of this. Wolfman, werewolf, the terms are interchangeable. They are, that's the way it is. Both have been, four-legged or two-legged in various other incarnations. So there you go. But I do prefer the 7-foot-tall, nasty brutes that are in the Howling. I find them more frightening. He's a savage creature beyond any shadow of a doubt, and I do adore him, and I am terrified of him. Especially the sight, because when you see, the guy on the escalator, and you see it coming out, shambling out in the long shot, looking down the escalator, and you just see, only for a couple of seconds, it comes out. It's the size of a fucking grizzly bear. Jesus, God Almighty. But in the Howling, these guys are as tall as a grizzly bear, standing up on its proper hind legs, and it is terrifying to behold. So, anyway. This whole point of this video is to open this, not just to rabbit on about werewolves. Although I could do that all day long. So, here we have the brand new restoration, a film by Joe Dante, Dee Wallace, Patrick McNee. Brand new 40th anniversary 4K edition with a booklet, poster and 5 art cards. Bonus DVD, bloody DVD. Creature designers, the Frankenstein complex, and more extra features. So, without further ado, let's get this open with my trusty ski-and do. Let's make a careful incision here, because you guys know what I'm like. Old butterfingers with a blade. Okay, so we've got the cellophane outer shell is gone. Now, I know that many people with these StudioCanal boxes, wherever you're getting them from, they've been complaining, and I've just noticed now that I'm going to complain too, because the spine is creased. I don't know if you can see that there. You probably can't with the ring light shining so brightly, but yeah, it's creased down there. Hey, I don't kick up such a big stink about things like that where they're kind of bashed in. Like, oh, that's it, it's going back. Well, it's the content really, but okay, you're paying your money, you want it to be in as perfect a condition as you can get it. But my corners, for those that like this sort of thing, are not dinged or bashed or anything. So looks alright. The new artwork on the front there, lovely. Absolutely, I do like that artwork. So let's see what we've got inside. Ooh. Okay, that's a good solid, box that. Right, and I don't want to screw this up by opening this all out and everything just falls all over the place, because I've done that before. Whoa, it's Dee Wallace's husband, Christopher Stone, and they were married at the time, because she was Dee Wallace Stone, married to him. And he's gone off into the woods with Marcia Quist. Oh, the naughty, dirty ticket. And they make the beast with 2 backs. And the light of the full moon, and in full cartoon animation, they both change into hairy lovers. But there's a great shot of him there. On the back we have a nice red tinted image of Dee Wallace with a torch looking outside the cabin, which is hearing howling in the woods outside. Let's get inside here. Right, okay. Put that down for a second. We have the booklet. Collector's edition booklet. This will be released, I think, later in November or December as a sort of standard 4K edition without all this extra stuff. Probably for a lot cheaper as well. So let's have a little look at that. There's the artwork again from the cover. Hope you can see that without the ring light being too oppressive. There's TC Quist. It's the Quist family. Eddie Quist, played by Robert Picardo, is the big bad wolf. And my God, he's terrifying. Then you've got his younger brother, TC, not Top Cat, Top Canine more like. And then you've got Marcia Quist, who's this tribal, exotic, raven-haired beauty. Anyway, enough about that. So what have we got? We've got production notes, full cast list. I like booklets like this. I like a lot of writing and behind the scenes stuff. Very small pictures then. There's a great shot of Robert Picardo, an early part of his transformation when the claws begin to grow. And the look on his face, I don't know if you can make that out there, the look where he's showing off to Dee Wallace. You know, he's Karen White, her name is. He's showing off to her, look at this, look what I can do. And the claws come out. Oh, it's great. It's a terrifying sequence. And as I say, that gem of an idea of a video comparing the 2 transformations, I might do it in a split screen, so we'll compare the 2. I'll work on this. Biographies of various members, the screenwriters, the actors. Oh, the Howling original 1981 press kit. Alright. I would never expect too many great things from something like that, but it's just nice to have. Sorry, that's not completely blank, there is text there. But very, very small text. Creature designers, the Frankenstein complex. That is a special feature on the disc as well, on the DVD disc. So there you go, that's the booklet. Here we have the poster, which I think, I thought it was going to be reversible with the original artwork, but it's not. It is just a poster with the new artwork, which, as I say, I do like. In fact, I prefer it to the original poster artwork, which, I don't know, never really did it for me. And of course, I've not got it with me. I had the original poster for it, oh God, with the Howling written in it, and like these, what looked like the claws scratching through. You just see the claws scratching through, and you see like a woman's face screaming in the rip tears of the claw gouging. But the claws, they look metallic, which kind of gives the wrong impression. They don't look right to me. I'm just nitpicking, but I prefer that artwork, I've got to say. Now, the art cards. I love these things. Do comment below and let me know if, when you get these things, what do you do with your art cards? Do you display them, or do you just leave them in the actual, movie packaging? I personally have done both. Sometimes I do display these, put them in a frame and display them all together. Oh, that's a great shot, that. I mean, we all know that Dee Wallace, in the twist ending transformation on camera, where she's doing the TV show, she looks like a fucking chihuahua in the foot when she's finally transformed, and it's hysterical. It's just it's terrible. Don't know why they did that. It just looks so, after all the terrifying werewolves you've seen in this movie, to show her as a little cute puppy is just ridiculous. But that shot there, when she's about to transform, and the horror knowing she's sacrificing herself to get the secrets of these werewolves out there. That's a great shot, great look as well. Good size art cards too, like them. Well, there's a shot that really doesn't tell us a great deal. That's from the start of the movie, where she's going after Eddie Quist, who's the killer in the city, and like he's luring her into a seedy porno theatre. He wants to have a one-to-one with her. But it's all going to go horribly pear-shaped. She'll be traumatised. He'll be shot to bits. But they didn't use silver bullets, though, did they? No. But that's just her on the street encountering, the sleazy part of town. And quite frankly, that's a disappointing art card, I've got to say. There's a nice character shot of Patrick Macnee as Dr. Wagner, or should be Wagner. Again, George Wagner was the guy that directed the original 1941 Lon Chaney Wolfman. So one of the many references to other werewolf movies. But the great Patrick Macnee, he is wonderful. I don't tout him as a brilliant actor, I just don't. But he's great at playing Patrick Macnee. And he does bring a little sort of twinkle, a sparkle, a little bit of, effervescent zest to the role. What I don't get about it is, like, at the end, the big confrontation at the end, when all the secrets are out, the colony's revealed all to be werewolves, her friends have been killed, Karen White's her husband's become one of them as well, and he's revealed to be part of the colony, he's looking after these werewolves, and then he gets shot with a silver bullet, and he sinks to his knees and says, "Thank God." Is he a werewolf as well? Because Marcia scratches him in the face. "You wouldn't listen to me, none of you would." And she scratches him across the face. And he's like, "No, we've got to protect ourselves. We've got to keep the secrets and all this. We've got to live alongside them, be civilized," meaning humans. And like, but is he a werewolf? I'd love to have seen him transform, as everybody else does in that finale, but he doesn't. And I'd love to have seen that. John Steed as a werewolf. Okay, there's T.C. Quist. He's the one that loses his hand when he attacks Terry, and she chops his hand off. It's a big werewolf, snarly, big paw with an axe, and then he runs off howling into the woods, and the hand, in a great, fabulous special effect, writhes in the grass and the hay and turns over and goes from leathery, fairy werewolf paw to a human hand. It's a great effect, and it keeps reaching for it as the hand itself is dying and transforming, and it's his hand. And there's her husband in mid-coitus with Marcia Quist. I'm a little bit disappointed by these art cards, folks. I've got to be honest with you. If you're going to do these things, there's plenty of other imagery that you could use from the movie. That one's okay. I don't mind seeing a picture of John Steed as a werewolf pack leader. That one's bollocks. That one's terrific. That one's alright, but we've already got a bit of sort of overkill on that. I'm not massively impressed with them. What about Eddie Quist, the big werewolf? What about him? There would have been so much more imagery. In that little booklet, you've got that one with his hand and he's looking at the claws. How cool would that have been to be on an art card? Disappointed there, folks. Disappointed. It's a fucking movie's what we want. Oh, and straight away a disc has fallen out. Oh, God. Oh, it's okay. It was only the Frankenstein Complex, which is I'm not sure what channel that these aired on, but these are all like documentaries of different facets of horror movies, bringing in different directors. And I believe in this one you've got Joe Dante and Guillermo del Toro. And quite clearly they're talking about the likes of Terminator. I think there's a bit of a T-Rex going on, or a Velociraptor in there. There's certainly one of the big werewolves from the Howling is there. And it looks like, I don't know if that's meant to be Kong, I don't know, because I haven't seen it. So, 3 discs. There's our UHD. There is a Blu-ray and the DVD of that, and you've got imagery behind these discs. Let's just get that right sorted out. Don't want to get any thumbprints on these. Oh, here we go. This is what we're talking about here. You've got a nice image of Dee Wallace there, Scream Queen, you know, one of the ultimates. You've got Eddie Quist in full, there he is in full hairy regalia. You probably can't see that too well because they've coloured it all very sort of gaudy red at the same time. And you've got the same image of Patrick McNee. Again, very red festooned. I know it's an artistic sort of choice, but I wish the pictures were a bit clearer than that. Well, folks, there you go. Now that's the new 40th anniversary edition of The Howling, released by StudioCanal in the UK. I can't wait to watch it. In fact, I'll be watching it very shortly, and I'll probably report back on the quality of it. But in the meantime, here's the one from Shout, or Scream, the American collector's edition from a while ago. Again, they had newly commissioned artwork as well, which I'm not entirely too sure about. Let's get it out of the slipcase and try and show you. What I don't mind is the picture of the acid burns Eddie Quist going for his second big transformation scene, but he gets shot mid-transformation. But overall, I mean, I'm not sure about all this sort of stuff going on. Now, there are different extra features on this new anniversary edition than there are here. This had like the Horror's Hallowed Grounds, a look at the film's locations, photography, the actual trailers, deleted scenes and outtakes which are on this as well. Commentary with director Joe Dante and actors Dee Wallace, Christopher Stone and Robert Picardo, that's on this as well, I think. Unleashing the Beast, the making of the Howling multi-part documentary, I do believe that is on this too, but I don't know. I'll try and read what it says about the extra features, because I'm not entirely sure. We have it right. Disc 1, the UHD, is just the movie itself. On the Blu-ray disc, you've got a new feature inside the career of Joe Dante. Then you've got something called Welcome to Werewolf Land. Deleted scenes and the outtakes, which are well worth looking at, by the way. The outtakes are actually quite good, quite revealing. And then you've got the creature designs, the Frankenstein complex, which you saw that disc, and that's its own DVD. Yeah, that appears to be it. Yeah, that appears to be it. So I don't know. I think for the avid hirsute collector of The Howling, I think you're going to need that other version as well to get the full gamut of extra features. But I mean, there may be some surprise things on it as well, which are not listed on the back. I don't know. But the main draw is to see this movie in 4K. It's been a horribly grainy, blurry sort of movie on many home releases. I've seen this at the cinema and I've seen it look spectacularly good. And not any new restoration, I might add. I saw it many years ago, many moons ago, you could say. And I thought it looked really good. The colours popped, the detail was there. There was a lot of depth of field to it as well. But every home video version, except for the Shout or Scream Blu-ray, which was a definite step in the right direction, they've all looked kind of blurred and smeary. But, you know, they are what they are. You kind of accept the film's limitations until you've seen what it can look like. Now, I'm really hoping and praying that the version that I saw has been used to make the restoration of this, because this could look really good. The film has a lot of great landscape shots, the great effects that you want to see stuff popping in the shadows, the eyes. This, by the way, right now is Pino Donaggio's score to The Howling. And this, what you're hearing right now, is the transformation of Eddie Quist into the big. Looks like Hartley Hare from Pipkins. There's one for the Brits out there. Brits TV show, Pipkins, for the kids. But Hartley Hare was like a marionette hare who was a straggly mess. Looked like he'd been jizzed on by, I don't know, Great Cthulhu. The Eddie Quist werewolf does have that kind of He's icky and gooey as well, and the fair's all straggly. And it doesn't look too dissimilar from that, the Trick or Treats mask of the American Werewolf, Big Werewolf. But I think he looks fantastic. So you might, hopefully, you're going to see a bit more in the shadows there. Well, we'll see. But it's a colourful film as well. So let's hope the grain is restored and the grain looks properly organic and film-like, and the colours and the depth and the shadows and the highlights all pop and contain enough weight and grandeur to give that image a spectacular quality. I say all this, but it could look shit. Because I haven't had anyone comment on this movie so far, on this restoration. I haven't had anyone talk about it. I haven't seen anyone even say, oh, my copy's arrived. I haven't seen anything at all. It's almost like, is it just me? Is it just me getting the Howling? Wow. Anyway, folks, I will report back with my findings. And I think I will do that video comparing the two transformation scenes. Look what I found. Because although the most accomplished one is Rick Baker doing American Werewolf in London, it is. There are a couple of goofy shots in that, which no one ever seems to comment on the really shitty look during the mid-transformation bit where David Norton is completely covered in fur and you see the full length of the body and his legs and his paws are doing that judder and he's going at the camera like that for ages, and it just looks, I think it looks shit. There, I said it. However, when the face pops out, when the spine and the bones, erupt and when it's on its haunches, they come up like that. The fur comes out, the ears begin to grow, and he has his eyes shut, and then suddenly they go, and they open with the blazing, inhuman, beast-like eyes, the feral eyes. Wow. Ladies and gents, humanity has left the building, and here's the beast. So it's got some great moments, great elements to that transformation, which are just spectacular and still stand the test of time, but it's also got some rather goofy kind of cheeseball elements, which I really do question why they're there. However, in The Howling, there is a shot as well where Eddie does his transformation, which I'll highlight when I do this video, where his face looks ridiculous and he has this big grin comes up like that, and it's clearly like remote control. Right, Rob Bottin's go, right, make the lips go up. He's got a grin now, the fangs, and he just goes, and he's like got this big Joker-like grin, and it looks fucking stupid. But overall, it's terrifying as he gets taller and taller. And he's barreling his chest out. And the chest is growing. Whereas David Norton goes down and becomes a dog, Robert Picardo as Eddie Quist just gets taller and taller and bigger and broader, and like, oh god. And clearly the look of the werewolves in The Howling are what inspired Neil Marshall when he devised his werewolves for Dog Soldiers. And where the hell is Dog Soldiers 2? Are we going to get this movie? Are we? Please God, bring it forth. Right, folks, there was a casserole of, I don't know, carnivorous craziness. There you go. So, The Howling on 4K from StudioCanal in the UK. I suspect it will be worth it. I'm not too fussed on those art cards. I mean, the one of Dee Wallace at the beginning of her transformation, that looks really good. That's a great image, that. So I'm quite happy with that one. But the rest, come on now. A lot more creativity and there's so much more imagery from this movie which you could have exploited there, but you just didn't do it. I don't know. But I like the poster. And I've not read the book yet, so the book could be great. But anyway, folks, I have been and always shall be KILT-MAN. So please, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Be happy, be safe out there. And if you get invited to a little rural, isolated community and you hear strange, beastly noises in the night, just get back under that duvet. go out there. It's not worth it. The big bad wolves out there. So folks, I'm going to see you all. Namaste. These guys are very nasty.